Hey, loves. Thank you for joining me tonight at Pillow Talk. We are in the new year, and I am super excited about this year. I don't know what it is about 2025, but I have been just thrilled to say 2025. And I just wanted to come tonight and share some things with you. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate it. And so tonight I wanted to touch a little bit on New Year's resolutions. Now, in New Year's resolutions, starts usually at the end of the year where we start to reflect on what went well, what didn't go well. Maybe some people we lost. Some people may want to be closer to financial things. There's a lot of things that we reflect on when we get to the end of the year. And so, what happens at this time of the year, the beginning of a new year, we're excited because we got a blank slate, and we want to go out there and we want to do all of these things that we didn't get to do the year before. And so, we set resolutions. And in setting resolutions, a lot of the times, what happens is at the end of the year, we have done nothing with these resolutions. So this year, I decided I did not want to do a resolution. I really wanted to focus on going deeper and doing something very well and making a shift, a change in my life. And so I've noticed, and it's not just me, but other people as well have felt this stirring. And you may feel this stirring right now, where you're feeling the stirring in your spirit, where you're feeling the shift change in your spirit, in the atmosphere. You feel a shift. And so I decided that I would go ahead and, for me, I wanted to focus on fasting and prayer. In my faith, in the beginning of the year, around this time, a lot of us that follow the same faith are doing fasting and we're doing prayer. But I wanted to take it a step further. Why am I really fasting? What am I trying to change? What am I trying to shift at this time in my life? What is it that I want to see happen in me? How do I want to present in the new year? I want to be a better version of me, and not only just physically healthy, but also spiritually healthy. So that was what I wanted to do. And when you make changes and you make a real change and you're doing something different, very different than you've done before, um, you're going to feel uncomfortable, right? And because it's a sacrifice. And so, what are you looking at this year to make a sacrifice? And are you really willing to put in the work to do the sacrifice for that thing that you want, or you want to be, or you want to experience? Are you really willing to do a deeper dive and do the work to make that change? So that's what I want to touch on with you guys tonight. And I have my notes, so I'm looking at my notes while we're doing this because I want to make sure that I capture a lot of the thoughts that I wrote down. And so in this, um, making this change for doing fasting and prayer, I've noticed my husband, he's done intermittent fasting before. He's done this a lot of different times and periods. And he'll do an intermittent fast, and it's a sacrifice. I watch him not having that meal or not eating something or whatever it is. But I'm over here eating. I'm feeling good. I'm just eating, doing my same thing. But I'm getting the same results though, right? Because he's making the sacrifice. He's making the change. He's doing that hard thing. And I am over here eating and having the same exact result, right? So, and by the way, he looks good. Go ahead, Mr. Hill. Anyway, but I wanted to say that because a lot of times we're willing to make the list, we're willing to put down the things, but when it comes to making the sacrifice for those things, the sacrifice for that better health, the sacrifice for your relationships, your career, your finances, your that discipline, putting in that discipline, doing that work, we back off from the list, right? That's what we do. So this year with this shift, I decided I didn't want to have the same result that I had last year. I wanted to come out better than I came in. So I really took a hard look at what it I want. In my life do I want to see those changes? And so for me and for you, I want you to pick one thing, two at the very, very most. Okay, because that's all you can handle. Trust me, that's all you can handle for you, and you want to do it for several months. That's all you can handle when you're starting off. One or two things. When you go further than that, you start to drop things, stop to get dropped off. You don't finish. And so you want to make sure that we just are really practicing consistency, really practicing that discipline so we can get those results. Okay. So anyway, whenever you're going to do something, and like I said last year, we talked about it over and over again, our primary plate. And you'll hear me say it over and over again in this one too, because your primary plate, like I said again, and it's going to sound like a broken record, but the relationships, your career, your finances, your exercise, and some other things that you see that you have on, in your body, and you participate in, that you're a part of, those things, if there's something is off, will show up on your plate. It will show up as you're eating too much or you're eating too little, for those that go that way, to that extreme. Or it'll show up with sugary foods, or it's going to show up as some extra comfort food, because you're trying to soothe something within that's not well. And so you want to take a look, and I have the circle of life. We call it circle of life, the circle of life, the circle of activity, if you want to call it. You can reach out to me. I will send that over to you so you can look at that chart. You can chart out and see where you need to work on, and that in your primary plate, so that when we get into this to later on, into eating and talk about our foods and what we're putting on our plate, you can look at that and you can make those healthy choices. It'll be easier for you to make healthier choices. Okay. So anyway, when you're doing a search for something, if you're doing a financial search, look for financial advisors, look for people in that arena that can give you good solid financial advice if that's what you're working on. For me, I did a deep dive. I'm looking at Dr. Mindy Peltz. She is a intermittent fast, a 3-day fast. She's a fasting professional. Okay. She has done this. She's worked with millions of people. She knows her stuff. Okay, guys. So I've picked up a few of her books, and I'm listening to her. She's all over YouTube. She's all over, like, people have done really great interviews with her. So you can look her name up and you can find it on YouTube. You can pull up her and listen to her, what she's saying about intermittent fasting. And so I've done some research, and so I decided I was going to do a 72-hour fast. Guys, when you make a life change, people around you may not like that change for you, or they may be fearful because they haven't done it or they can't do it. And so then they may try to put their fears on you. When you make a shift in your life, what you need to do is, first, make sure this is what you want to do. Two, put get those groups of people, the people that are in your corner, the people that love you, the people that will cheer you on, that will be there for you. Get those cheerleaders, get that core group. You have to scale down your group, and it may be very little, maybe just you and another person. um, put that in place, because between your self talk, the negative talk, and the outside world, they can pull you away from your goals. So that's what I want you to do. When you make your goal, that life shift, that change, and you see this, and I, as a spiritual person, you see this in the Bible. When people are about to make a big change, you got the people who are fussing. No, we can't go over to that land over there because they got the giants and they've got the this and they've got the that. Even though, Lord, you promised for us to go over there, we can't do it. That's our humanity, right? Talking. So you want to get into a circle with people who are like-minded, doing the thing that you want to do, doing the thing that you're doing that shift in. You want to get in that circle of like-minded people so that you can continue to have that reinforcement. Even in them times when you are doubting yourself, you have those people there that are feeding you with good positive energy. Okay. So that's what I've done. I've done that. And so you put safeguards in place. For me, the safeguards, because I'm fasting, look like, I have a glucose monitor that not only monitors my blood sugar, but it also monitors my ketones. And I know the range that I'm supposed to stay in. And so I can look at that and say, okay, either I can stay in, or no, you need to get out, right? Because I have the safeguard in there. It also lets me know that when my mind is telling me, girl, you are hungry, you want to eat some stuff, I can go look at that, be like, no, I don't. My blood sugar is perfect, right? My ketones are perfect. They're in the where they need to be. So I'm good. I need to then look at, why am I wanting that? Like earlier today at 10:15, I went to the refrigerator because I was on my break, and that was the first thing I did. I opened the refrigerator and I was like, wait a minute, girl, what are you doing? I wasn't even hungry, but because I've gotten to this routine where I eat at 10:15 after I've already had breakfast at right before 8 o'clock. 2 hours later, I'm wanting something else, and then an hour and some minutes, it's lunchtime. That's when I have my lunch at like 12. So I knew I wasn't hungry. I had to ask myself, I had to sit in it. What is it that you really are wanting right now? What is it that you really need right now? Right? I had to sit in that. And I had to say, Chris, you're bored. So I went and I did a meditation. I listened to some books on audio. I put something positive in my ear so that once that kicked in, I was like, oh, okay, I'm good. Same thing this afternoon. I was stressed out. I was at work, got a little crazy, and I was a little stressed. And so what I did is I immediately, before I even could do it, I went and I was like, oh, I'm about to eat. I said, no, 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 no. What's happening right now? My emotional eater came out. That's what happened. She said, this is uncomfortable. I need something to soothe me. Let me find food and put it in my mouth because that'll soothe me. And I had to tell myself, no, that is not what we are doing today. It's okay that you feel that way, but we need to find something else to fill those moments. In my life, that through holidays, through celebrations, anything that was good and felt good, we associated with food. So anytime I felt bad and I wanted to feel good, because I had associated all these celebrations and holidays and good things that happened in my life with food, I immediately went back to that. But I had a safeguard. So I'm asking you tonight, whatever it is you choose to do you have safeguards in place? What does that look like? Go ahead and write it out. Put it on paper. Say, like, if you're doing something like with me, what I'm doing is I had to make sure I had my videos on tap, make sure I had my books on tap, make sure I had my music on tap, make sure I had my sound wave thing going on in tap, because that's what makes me feel good. What are you going to do when you get up against it? Whatever it is that you choose to do, what is it that you are going to do? What safeguard you have in place for you? I'll wait. What are you doing? What are you going to do for you? We all want to make the list. We all want to make the resolutions. We all want to do, oh, it's so pretty, it's so cute, and make the vision boards and do all this. But what good is a vision board without action? What good is drawing the bathwater if you don't get in it? You know, we want all of these things, but at the end of the day, are you willing to do the work? You have to do the work in order to get that which you are seeking, right? So we're going to do that this year. We're going to put in the work. And so what we're going to do, and we're going to have fun doing it too, because what we're going to do is when we hit a small goal on that list, we're going to have a good time. Like tonight, I'm having me an electrolyte water. Yes, I am. It's full of electrolytes. Yes, it tastes like salt. That's okay. It's electrolytes. And my body's going to do a happy dance because I'm getting me an electrolyte water, because I have worked hard today and I can have electrolyte water and it won't take me out of my fast. So that's what I'm going to do. What are you going to do that's good for you? And I really want you to think about this, and I really want you to put something in action this year, because we want to go come to the end of the year looking back and be like, you know what? I did that one thing. I'm proud. I'm going to give myself a high five. What is it you doing tonight for yourself? Because Thursday, you know what we're going to talk about? Thursday, what we're going to talk about? What we're going to talk about is after you've done the thing, right? After you've hit the goal. Because y'all, I'm going to report back. I'm going to have hit that goal Thursday at 7 o'clock. I will have hit my goal. We're going to talk about that. What do you do next? What's that look like for you? For me, it looks like not going right back to what I came out of, you know, eating every 15 minutes, eating every hour, because it's not necessary. My body needs to be able to detox. Your body needs to be able to detox. It needs to heal. It needs to restore. And you cannot restore something that's constantly trying to digest something, you know? And I want to look different. I want to feel better. I want to have some of them anti-aging properties come out in my body. I want my cells to heal themselves so I don't have to use all the creams. I'm serious. But anyway, what are you going to do? So when you come out of this, that's what we're going to talk about Thursday. When you come out, when you've done the thing, right? What are you going to do? Are you going to go back to what you did before? Are you going to go back to those bad financial habits? Are you going to go back to that bad relationship? Or have you went through the counseling and you worked on it? So you're going to take those tools and continue to use those tools and work and make that relationship better? Or are you going to revert back to the old way you were and then the relationship falls apart again? What are you going to do differently? Are you going to build upon what you just came out of? Or are you going to go right back? I don't want to be wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. Okay. I want to go to the land of milk and honey. That means I have to conquer some things. I got to conquer some things so I can get to the goal. And then once you get to the goal, how do you maintain it? I've got some friends on here that are farmers. They know the time to plant. They know the time to harvest. They know the time to turn that dirt over. They know exactly what to do. They're not going to continue to put bad stuff after bad stuff after bad stuff on their garden and expect a harvest, right? They're not going to do that. They're going to plant new stuff. They're going to regenerate the ground. They're going to give it what it needs to birth and continue to birth and to continue to do new things, right? I've got some friends on here who are authors. Are they going to go rewrite the same book over and over and over again and use the same words and nothing new is going to be the same thing? No, they're going to come up with new and creative ideas and they're going to build on what they last wrote. They're going to write something new. They're going to continue to move forward. That's what we want to do this year. We want to do that thing or two at the most and grow it, conquer those giants, and then we want to move into a position to where we continue to build on those things. We don't want to go back to the old stuff. I used to be 360 something pounds. I do not want to go back to being 360 some pounds, right? So that means I have to learn more about nutrition. I have to learn like what foods go with what for me to best absorb those foods. How can I be a better me? At a woman my age, right? We start to lose muscle mass. So later on this year, I'm going to have to really start working on strength training because I don't want my muscle mass to just go away and my bones to be all saggy and then brittle and not be able to do anything. I want to have strong bones, which means I have to have strong muscles. So I have to build, right? You got to build muscle, which means I'm going to be sore. I'm going to be my your muscles shred and then they build, right? And they become stronger. So I'm going to be sore, but I'm going to work through it so I can be a stronger version of me. I don't want to go back to the woman who couldn't hardly breathe and go up the stairs and couldn't get to the front door without breathing heavy. I don't want to be her again. She was carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders. She went through death of relatives. She went through relationships that disappeared. She went through a lot. And she was carrying that on the outside because of the emotional eating that took place. That's something you have to heal. Yes, it still pops up. It's popped up today. But you know what? I have tools in my toolbox to combat that. So I don't go back, right? I have tools where I can go read a book now. And when I celebrate, I don't always have to celebrate around food. I can celebrate around something else. Like I can listen to some good music, maybe go dancing. Like this time I get to go dancing, or maybe I get to go do a sip and paint because that's a celebration for me now. I can go paint something with a group of friends or do something exciting. It doesn't have to be centered around food anymore for me, right? So what is it for you tonight? What is it that you want to change? What does you want to do? What is that? What's that look like? And then when you get to that place, how do you continue to go forward? Right? So we're gonna talk about that on Thursday. So anyway, guys, I love you I love you so much. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for coming back after everything froze. I'm so excited that you're here. And God bless you tonight. And so let's just close with a quick breathing of our 4 and 4 by 4 so we can relax our bodies and get ready for bed. All right. All right. Thank you. Here we go. Let's first take in a deep breath, let it out. All right. So let's breathe in 4 real slow. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Release 1, 2, 3, 4. Do nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4. Do nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in real big. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. I want to know what you have decided to do for 2024. Make that change. Now, if you need help, right? And there's nothing wrong with needing help. That's what I'm here for. I hold space for you. Reach out to me. Put in the comments, say, hey, I am ready to make a shift in my life. And I will walk beside you. I'll help you to build your goals. We'll build healthy goals around our primary plate so that our secondary plate, where our food resides, we can put the best stuff into our bodies. All right. All right. Well, you can reach me at hillfamilypractice@gmail.com or just put a comment in and I'll reach out to you. We'll get together and we'll start this new journey. All right. Thank you and good night.